Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark Brown and this is the second commandment for successful IT project management. This is the tutorial of 10 commandments that I'm putting together. And the second commandment is thou shalt have realistic schedules and deadlines. An addendum to that would be thou shalt not have arbitrary, crazy, unrealistic, and tone deaf schedules and deadlines. Such deadlines that could intimidate stakeholders, annoy people, and essentially assure you that your project will fail in terms of schedule, which means that you'll have budget overruns. And from an IT project management perspective, that means your project will fail and it can have big impacts on your business. Now, when you're scheduling a project, especially as a sponsor, you have to work with your project manager, and especially if you've hired one in, to ensure that you're looking at your business as you're rolling out your project. You're also looking at other projects that may be on the project manager's shoulders that could have interdependencies or could mean that or could have resources involved in those projects that aren't available for you to kick off the project you want to kick off right now. So you've got to schedule in terms of available resources. You also, and to the business, and you also have to bear in mind, for an example, if you're an IT corporation and you have an IT project that you want to roll out that might especially be tied to business leaders or customer facing representatives, you do not want to schedule that project to be running, especially at critical levels or critical points, in the month of May because it's conference silly season. The IT conferences kick off in May and pretty much go through July until the end of July. So if you're looking for management or customer facing people, they're not going to be available to do the things you want them to do in your project. You have to be cognizant of these things in your business. If you're a smaller business, you might be following festivals, you might be following fates or things like that, or particular points in the market, Christmas season, Easter, Halloween. You may not have the resources to be able to do what you want to do at the time that you have done it. And I will warn you that one of the worst things that causes projects to fail is the arbitrary deadlines that were agreed at first meetings that set the tone for the deadline that is the dead deadline. And you will eventually create a dead deadline based on that without looking at the business and setting a realistic deadline and schedule. You have to understand that the people that are working on your projects aren't going to be working on that full time. They have other things to do to keep the business going. So you must be cognizant of that. I'll also say that if you're not watching these things, this is why you're in the 98.5% of companies that do not complete 100% of their projects successfully. And in those companies, 17% of your projects that are being rolled out for your business have the potential to kill your business and to take out your business. I've given the example before of Kmart, huge IT project, was a huge contributor into the bankruptcy of that company. Don't be arbitrary with your deadlines and your schedule. Be realistic, and less is more. As a matter of fact, less is more, especially if you're working with interdependent projects. Your timing should be uh, realistic. The more realistic we are, and maybe the less projects that we push out, will pull this dysfunctional IT project management problem into a more realistic, more successful, and more customer satisfying and better for business project management schedule and practice. There is crazy scheduling going on and it's got to stop. So have a realistic schedule. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll be on with Commandment 3 in due course.